Hi guys, it's me Karen, and I've come to do a picture in the ink house. And I'm going to be doing the little hermit crab here, and his name is Herman, the hermit crab. He isn't the most popular guest in the house of Ink House, as he has been found guilty of dunking his cookies in other guests' teas. I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, so we're gonna work on him today in Inktense, and I have all my pencils out. We're gonna be using some browns, reds, hopefully some cream if I can make cream again. I've done it before, and blue. Do the cup down here kind of like a blue and white teacup. The cookie's kind of beige color. His shell is going to be beige and red, and then of course he is kind of a brownish, greenish, reddish kind of crab. So the browns I'm going to be using are Saddle Brown, Willow, Sienna Gold. The blue I'm going to use is deep blue. The Sicilian Yellow is going to be used with white to make cream color, and then the Shiraz or whatever you want to pronounce this one. I can't do it. You can see the name, okay? That's going to be for his shell. So I'm going to lower the camera down a little bit, and we will get started. Okay, I'm going to start by putting some colors down here on this plastic sheet. It is the same as the big plastic sheet I have behind the paper. It comes in almost that large, if you think of it. It's a cutting mat that you can use for cutting vegetables on, and you get it at the dollar store. At least I get them at the dollar store. It comes in a pack of 2, and then I cut it to fit a book. This one obviously is not cut for this book, but it'll work in this right behind the page. And then the leftover pieces I just cut from kind of around the corners because it is kind of sharp. And I use the rougher side with the Inktense down on it. There is a smooth side, which is great for when you put it under your book page. Just have a nice smooth surface. That's what I'm going to do. I was going to tuck it back under here, because I don't want to get Mary Shelley all dirty. She's a turtle on the next page. So we're just going to scribble down some colors. This is white 2300, and I'm going to put it up here in the corner to mix with the Sicilian Yellow, which is 220. Okay, then we're going to add right on top of this other red mark the red wine color. There's a blue area up here, so we're going to put the blue in up there. Inktense does stain these up a little bit, but these colors won't come through. It's just I like to lay them on the top of the other colors. So we've got Sienna Gold 240, and we're going to set that here. We have Willow, which is 1900. And we have Saddle Brown 1740. I have a rope here I also have to color in, so I can keep that in mind. I'm going to use my Pentel water brush. And we are going to start on, what can we see here? Boom, boom, boom. Why not start on the crab? Should put a little green in here too. I didn't get out a green pencil. I shouldn't call it that. I'm gonna put a little fern down here. That might be too bright, but it's a 1560. Okay, so we're gonna go in on the little stripes here. We're gonna use the red tone for that. We're just going to paint it on there. Try to avoid his eyes, but if you can't, you can't. We're just going to do the striping. It's a light coat first, and we can darken it as we go. You just got to remember with ink tints, you can put layers on, but you can't take away. So I'm just going to bring some of that up and down into like the shadow areas. And just keep working on the stripes. It's okay if I got some on the rope. Bring that up there. Tiny areas up there. Kind of lightly bringing the red down. And we're going to put in some kind of a creamy color. So I'm going to get some white and some of the yellow that I put up here and mix them together until it comes to a creamy color. And then we're going to put that down on the shell too. Because the seashell is going to have a little bit of that creamy color on it. Okay, and some of that creamy color we're going to use on the crab itself in some highlighted areas. So I'll just bring it down and touch him. Just a little bit of that right there. Okay, then for more of Herman's body here, we're going to add a little bit of the brown colors. So we're just going to kind of drag these two together and then kind of darken him up a little bit in some spots. We'll get even darker in a little bit. So how are you all doing today? Yesterday was just hotter than it should have been. We had, well, I'll put it this way, it was 92 in Seattle, but we are hotter than that. So it got up to about 94, 95 where I live. And it was just miserable. Not used to that this early. Don't get me wrong, we get that kind of temperature all summer long, but not before summer starts. Doesn't start until the 21st of June, so I guess this is its warm-up. I'm just touching the saddle brown and adding it in here. Just on the darkest areas. I'm going to bring in some of this red too. And just add it in there. The crab has a little bit of red on it. Okay, and then we're going to throw in some of this green too. Ooh, that is bright. Let me get a different color. I want it kind of mossy, you know, like he has algae on him, not like he has bright green on him. That's a little better. We'll throw some brown in that. And then we'll touch him up here with that color too. Okay. Now we're going to work on his little biscuit. Sorry. Trying to still get used to this camera setup so you can see the biscuit, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to add the white and the yellow again to make a creamy color. Because I'm assuming a biscuit is kind of more like a cracker cookie than a, like a peanut butter cookie or something. So it's a tea biscuit. Add a little brown in there. Get it really wet. So it's not such a yellow biscuit. And then where it's bitten here, we'll add a little bit more of the darker color. And we have a shadow mark here, so we'll add it there too. Okay, that's pretty good for that. While we're adding shadow, we're going to take, back down a little bit, some of that brown and put it in the shell up here, in the shadowy areas. Okay, now we're going to work on the teacup. Let me see the teacup. Okay, so this is the bright blue we're going to use. And we're just going to kind of go over the darker spots of this color that we have already on the teacup. And then when Rory does his work here, we have a blue-gray going on. And that's his way of putting in kind of a color for you. If you've looked at his actual teacups and teapots, plates and everything, he does this same coloring on his, I don't want to call it pottery, more like china. He does plates and tiles and teapots and coffee pots, of course teacups. So it's more porcelain, I would assume. He's even just recently did a really beautiful little teapot that is, its pattern is actually sketched on. So it looks like his sketch marks all the way around it. It's really awesome. So we're going to put a very light blue on the corners here. So I'm going to take most of that off and then just bring a little in, kind of giving it a little bit of a blue hue. Okay, kind of gives it a little bit of a roundness. And we're going to do the same thing with the plate. Put it in here in the dark and then just pull very light out. Gives it a hint of color, but not so much blue that you're going blue plate, but enough to give it a little something there. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, we have to do the rope, which is way up here. And we're just going to do that in various shades of the browns that I have. So where I've already gone over in red, we'll just go over with the brown, and we have a nice highlight there. So the darkest of colors, we stick on the knot, and right at the top and the back rope. And then just kind of add some color here and there. We're going to add all of the colors in there, just at different spots. This is the golder color. And the willow, which is a little darker and redder. And then the saddle. And then if we want to darken it up, we can throw some of the green in there, or some of the brown into the green, and get a whole nother tone here. We just want to get the whole thing wet or inked, and we can just play with the colors until you get the color you want. And I just want it brown with some variation to it. I think that looks good. We'll let that dry. And we will be doing inking to match this page here. And I did that with scattered straw and gathered twigs, and then added water on top. So I'm going to make the two pages kind of cohesive here when you open the book. And as soon as this all dries, I'll come back and do the inking. Okay, I've moved up the camera, and what I'm going to do is do the inking. So scattered straw and the gathered twigs here, and my little spray bottle. And I need to get out a tool and a pad, and I'm going to kind of use, I need a scratch paper here. Scratch paper. Get some of this brown ink off of here. I'm going to go in with the scattered straw, and I know I'm using the brown one, but it's okay because we're kind of mixing these colors anyway. So we get some of that on there. Yep, okay. And then we're going to kind of go haphazard like I did over on the other side of the page. So I'm going to kind of go in the cookie here and bring out some color. And then down to the teacup. And I'm just using the side here to angle in. Very light pressure. Just go around the tip of the cup here. And then laying it all down and bringing the ink kind of out to the side. Over here, up here. It's nearly no rhyme or reason for the way I ink it coming up here. But I kind of want to go into where there is some dark already and then just bring some of this out. Kind of go around the cookie. And then kind of up on the rope area here. And a little on the story. And then kind of down here on the teacup, inside the handle a little bit, and down across here. Okay, so we have a nice coloration of scattered straw. And now we're going to bring in some of the gathered twigs. Add same ink pad. Make sure we get brown on there this time. It's a darker brown. It's going to kind of give us a antique look, I would say, a vintage look. So I'm just very, very, very lightly going to go around the cookie here. And then just kind of bring some of this out. And it's okay if it's splotchy because we're going to add water to it. I'm going to put it in the darkest areas here where the straw was the darkest. I'm just going to add it in there. Kind of make it look a little grungy. And down here somewhere. Add some. And maybe just a little bit by the front of that cookie. Okay. So there we go. And then when we add the water, we'll get the same effect as we have on the other side of the page. So move everything here, get a rag ready. It's just an old washcloth and we're going to spray it. And if you're wondering, yes, I fixed my water bottle. There was something clogging the nozzle. So you just kind of get it wherever you want it and then wipe some up. This paper lifts it really easy. So kind of a really cool effect. I wish all the paper did this. Not all paper does it this well. And then a little up here at the top of the rope. And there we go. I have a little bit of something here, so I'm just going to get that wet. See if that will lift up. And it won't. It's okay. So there we have it, our finished picture. I'm going to probably go in with a little black pen. Let's see what I got. Yeah, I have some Prismacolors here. Don't know if I'll find a black right. It's black grape. Don't think that'll work. I just want black, a plain old black. Cleaning my desk so I have no pencils sitting out. So it's a bummer. And we have pretty color-wise. Do I have a black in here? Polychromos. There black in here. Okay, and I'll just go in, kind of highlight the shadows of the crab legs here. And give Herman a little more detail. And his little fist there is in the biscuit holding it, so just kind of go around. Just add a little bit more shadowing to it. And same with the cup, I'll add a little more of that to here. It's just a touch, but it's enough to kind of accent it a little bit. Okay, so I'll just keep adding a little bit here and there. But for the most part, he is done. And the pages look well together, which is always my goal at the end of the day anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I will see you in my next video. And heads up, I did get the external mic piece, so let me know how the audio worked on this video, if it's any better than the last video. I really try to get you guys to be able to hear me, so I like your input on that. Thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't, think about it. Ring the bell for notifications if you want them. And give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of coloring. I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye now.